One of the comments, Brian, that I'm sure you've heard from contractors is there's call it complaining, call it concern, whatever. Basically, what I've heard many times over about HGTV shows like yours and characters like you is they'll say, "Well, these goddamn shows, they make the building process look so simple. They completely dramatize the whole process. They give the wrong expectations to the homeowner, and it's made me doing my work so much harder." Whatever. There's a litany of complaints that they have, and I just want your take on this because you're very uniquely positioned to have some perspective on it. So the question is this: like, what impacts, positive and negative, do you think that HGTV shows like yours have had on the construction industry as a whole, from the customer side, from the homeowner side, and then as well for the contractor?
So this is a great question, and it comes up. It doesn't come up that often. It comes up a lot. Some people are focused on it. That's their life. They want to complain about it. But I'll be completely honest with you. You will never hear a successful and qualified and skilled contractor or tradesperson talking shit about anybody. Anyone that is successful. I mean, is Peter Gilligan online complaining about HGTV shows? No, he's busy building tens of thousands of homes. You don't hear this stuff from smart, successful, entrepreneurial tradespeople.
Right.
You just don't hear it. You hear this from it's kind of like they say everyone's got an opinion. They're like assholes. Well, the loudest ones are the ones that stink, but they're the fewest as well.
Right.
So here's the truth about HGTV. And I think people that do complain about it look at it and they think, well, this is the voice of the construction industry, and how can they be doing this to us? You watch a show about a hospital and they cure cancer every episode. That's not how it works. Is it making it more difficult for doctors? HGTV is an entertainment. I mean, it's an entertainment channel. That's all it is. It's look how ugly this is. Oh, there was a fun story. Oh my God, look how nice that looks. And what it's done over the years, and every contractor, every installer, every tradesperson, every material supplier should be sending thank you gifts to Chorus and HGTV, because there's something called the HGTV effect. And as the popularity of the shows have grown over the past 20 years, there is a direct correlation and increase in the spending of residential renovation and construction in Canada. There is a direct correlation and increase in spending, not because they look at it and they think, oh, well, this guy did a kitchen in 30 minutes for $10,000. They look at it and they're inspired to do something at home. So they pick up the phone and they phone a contractor. They go down to a supplier. They go to a home show. This is the best marketing tool. And what I've done, to be completely honest, I've allowed them to pay me exorbitantly for 20 years to advertise my own business and to advertise the trades in general. We've turned tradespeople into rock stars. We've turned renovating your home into the new thing, the new sexy thing. It's like a travel show inspires people to travel. Renovation shows inspire people to renovate. They give them ideas and they grow the business. So everybody in the trades, and again, you won't hear a single successful trade complaining about any other trade or HGTV or any impact on their market. They're too busy focused on their own markets. They're too busy focused on their own success to do that. So people should be thanking those shows for growing the business. Now, are they real? I mean, everything you see happens, of course, but it's delivered in a way that viewers are going to consume it as entertainment. Ad buyers are going to buy the ads in it to fund the production so that the viewers get to see it and be entertained. And at the end of the day, I mean, here's the thing. We own the production company. We own the international distribution. We air in 151 different countries. So when you watch a show and you hear somebody who's, can't figure it out for themselves, not smart enough to grow their own business and be successful, you hear them complaining about, well, now the homeowner I'm going to work for thinks I can do this in 20 minutes for 20 grand. That might be a 15-year-old show you're watching. In In Nova Scotia, I can do a kitchen for 20,000. In Vancouver, it's 150,000. In Toronto, it's going to be 75 or 80. In Guatemala, you can probably get your neighbor to help you and do it for free.
Right.
It airs worldwide, and it's not relatable. These are people that think very small-minded, and they're in their very tiny bubble on their own street corner, and that everything in the world relates to them. And it doesn't. It's a global phenomenon. It has kickstarted, like I said, the redesign and the renovation business. And it's a television show. If you're working for someone that thinks you should be held to the standard of a television show and you should be doing things in half an hour for $10,000, you're not working for the right client. You're bottom feeding. Be smart enough to educate those homeowners. Be smart enough to put everything on paper and provide them with the costs. And be smart enough to use it as a marketing tool, not just complain about it because you're jealous that you're not one of the people on the show.
I think that's a really spicy and fun take. Like, I love everything that you just said. And it's actually something I maybe hadn't considered to the degree that I am now that you've explained it all. What's the term? A rising tide raises all ships. It's like when you get when this little industry gets this amount of exposure and celebritization and high resolution footage and broadcasting, okay, you have the occasional customer who's a little bit crazy because they've watched every single episode of yours 4 times, and maybe they're a little bit unrealistic. That's for sure the minority, and by and large, the case you're making, which now that I've heard it, I tend to agree with. This has really been a huge boost and pushed a lot of disposable income into this like residential remodel, renovate, build industry of ours.
100%. I mean, it's the same when, all the build a motorcycle, build a chopper show came on. Everybody had to have a chopper. Anything that focuses on and idolizes and puts a little Hollywood into an industry, it lights a fire. And it certainly has for construction renovations. I don't think we would see that industry anywhere. You've got new products that are being showcased all the time. You've got new designs, new ideas, and that's inspiring people at home to spend their money. So as a tradesperson, as a smart tradesperson, you have to latch onto that marketing and put it to use for you and grow your business. And that's the way, and that's what you should be focusing on. Not crying about a 15-year-old episode. And if you find yourself in a house with a customer like that, you deserve it. You deserve that.
Your marketing sucks.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Do a better job attracting your ideal client. I agree. Listen, so here's where I want to move to next. Like behind like the TV persona and sort of the character, like you are actually like in reality a pretty sophisticated business person. I have some specific follow-up questions.
Tell anyone.
I have some specific follow-up questions about the construction business in particular, but can you just take us through the portfolio right now? Like what are your many ventures? Which ones are you loving? Which ones are you growing? Just give us a bit of a lay of the land here. Listen, if you like that clip, you can watch the full episode by clicking here. If you're not yet subscribed, you probably should be, and you can do that by clicking right here.